Well, the tide is definitely higher than it was earlier. Because that boat was pretty small to make. This is the biggest waves that there's been so far. And there's been 2 barges. Anyway, originally this was going to be a nature journal. I made this card for it. I made the pocket. And it was going to be the first one. This is going to become my sketchbook / everyday journal. Here's the barge. This is the second barge. I tried to paint the first barge. I'll show you maybe later. But yeah, I brought a bunch of stuff. I think it's time to head out. I wasn't gonna make a video about this, but I don't know, it's kind of feeling right. I've been thinking about, making a video about starting up my art practice again, like getting back into a daily habit, blah blah blah. I've been thinking about it. I haven't been doing it. And like I did some art yesterday, but I'm still struggling a lot. I'm like getting where I don't want to sit down. I'm just too antsy to like sit down and actually do it, because I know how easy it is to just put some paint on paper, and I also know how hard it is to put paint on paper and not just feel like I'm making a mess. Fine line between go crazy, be loose, and now I'm just making mud. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the birds. Today, I can just feel the vibes a little need to focus, and so I just decided to come to the park by the river, my go-to. Basically, yeah, today I decided to, I've just been very frustrated. I've been hitting walls. And I'm like, just go to the park, because that's, like I said, what makes me feel better. So, all you can do is do it. Doesn't make it any easier than it was yesterday, but somehow today, this is more doable. You know what I mean? You gotta work with yourself every day and what you can do. Yeah, and today was great. So we're back at home. It's actually the next day. But I wanted to show you what I did at the park. I already cut something out of here. I was just testing the pages, and then, yeah, I tried to make like postcard sized, and I wanted to do like the scene landscape because it's not like something I do much, but when I've done it, I really like it if I do it in a way that feels like me and not like I'm trying to make it super realistic. So like this was supposed to be like, it kind of gives the mountain, or like, the trees and stuff, and then the water below it. It kind of does give that, and I just love how the water is, but it also kind of just looks like a blob. This one was the first one that I did, and this one's obviously more defined. Like this one, these were more forward, and then these were further back, these were even further back, and I want to add the detail of, and the reason why I got rid of the paint here is the bridge is right here, so I wanted to, it's kind of might be kind of awkward, but I'm gonna somehow draw the bridge here. And the water, it's a learning process. I learned here that if I'm gonna watercolor paint in public or like outside, I have to have like several different books and several different papers, because I couldn't work on another page until this one dried. So even like I couldn't go back and forth. Like I would have liked this to kind of like go together, but not like blend together. But like I was working when it was still wet, so that's why. But it's a learning process. I haven't painted, what do they call that? What do they call that? Plein air? in a while, and I haven't done it very much at all in general. So then after these, I just felt like, okay, well actually I realized that this page was kind of, it had some like dirt on it, probably from my muddy shoes, but so I was mad about that, so I was like, let's just like try to make like a water like atmosphere, so that's what this is. And I did measure on these, that's why I was mad, because I had measured postcard sized things before I had left so that I could cut them out, so it felt like this page was ruined, but after all my splattering, it looks okay. Like, you can still kind of see the dirt, but no you can't. Yeah, that's that. So I played, I feel like, with the watercolor. I played overall, but that's really what I need to let myself do, because that's what art is. You can't figure out what you want to make or what's going to be like, you know, a driving force until you figure out like the little parts behind it. This one, here it is. So okay, on this side I did like a bunch of ideas, which, I mean, I don't know, it doesn't matter that much. They're kind of fucking scary. These are kind of scary. But I was cracking up as I was drawing them because they looked kind of scary. But this is just an idea of like a big head, like with the bridge going, eating the bridge. And then I found Bluey in the rocks. I think it's Bluey. It possibly could be one of the parents, but I think it's Bluey. I've only ever watched one episode. I'm more of a Peppa Pig kind of guy, but obviously I found Bluey in the rocks and had to rescue her. And then, yeah, I just wrote like the different birds that were there, and I had tried to draw the grackle. And then the barges, there were 2 barges, and funny enough, I tried to draw both of them. The first one I tried to paint, thinking I could draw the details over top, but like, hello, the paint has to dry. But then the second barge, I was able to get some more detail in with colored pencil. I feel like these are probably the most, like, the best work that I did today, or yesterday. Not like best as in like actual best, but like going from this to this, like from the first barge to the second barge, and then also like writing down all of the different birds, like that made me feel real, like it felt really cool to like kind of be documenting my moments as it was happening in a way that makes me be in the moment as it's happening. So well, we obviously didn't paint this in the right parameters. Well, it's fine. We'll figure it out. It's giving me that I want to do this now. If I cut that side off, that feels a little better. Obviously it's not a postcard anymore, but it's something at least. Oopsie. Hopefully this one's actually in the area it should be in. But we'll find out now. Okay, there we go. Again, it's not perfectly center, but still better. I might even, like, Fuck the postcard idea, because obviously it just didn't quite work. It's very hard to not judge your own artwork, especially as you're making it, and start feeling a type of way about it, and just start getting, like, because guess what? It doesn't matter. These can suck. And I can go on to the next thing. These can be practice. Consider every art you do is just practice. And then one day, you'll still be practice. If it's all practice, then you can really, like, pick out the things that you like the most. It's really being gentle mentally. I'm nervous to start these because am I gonna fuck them up? They're already not that good. Is it gonna be worth it? All these what ifs. But what if I just do it? What if I just do it and it doesn't matter how it turns out? Let's go with that. So I'm gonna work on these and I'll get back to you. So I think that's all I'm gonna do for this one. I feel like it's a pretty simple design and I don't want to like just sketch all over the freaking heck all over the place. I like it like that. Just simple. I'm gonna call this one done. And I'm gonna call it where the land meets the water. Perhaps, maybe. I really like how this piece turned out, so I decided to put it in one of the frames that I recently thrifted, which I will be talking about in another video, as well as what I plan to do with my framed art. For now, it hangs on my art wall in front of my desk, and that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Peace!